Today it's the driving review and long-term review. I don't know if I can say this. The video review of my coilovers, my Tein Flex A coilovers for the 86 platform. And if you want, there is a install video that I've uploaded a month ago, about a month and a half. So I've been rolling around with these coilovers for now a little while, and just on driving impression, what I found out real quick is they are stiffer than the stock suspension without being bouncy. You know, stiff and bouncy doesn't mean performance. You can feel that they're well proportioned, spring rate and the shock absorber, it's all really well done. Driving wise, it's really good. It's a little bit stiffer than stock, but not overly stiff. That makes sense. And compression and rebound is 16-way adjustable. Me right now, I am running 0 in the front and +1 in the rear. That means, like how Teins tell you to set your coilovers up, the first time is go all the way to stiff, 16 click, all the way to the right, and dial back 8, so you're like at 0 position, like in neutral, like not stiff, not soft, you're like in neutral. That's what I did. I left the front as is, and the rear I added 1 click of stiffness, and it rides real good. And for the first week that I had these coilovers, I was on stock wheels, stock tires, and no front end links. So that was, and even then they were real good. They felt good. When I got the end link installed, didn't change a whole lot to it really, because the suspension does a magnificent job. But as soon as you get in the car, with this suspension, what you instantly feel is the steering input to get in the corner is reduced a lot. So body roll is less, but even stock, the FRS BRZ, the 86 platform, is well known for their handling and how easy they are to point in a turn. But now it's just threefold better. You need to adapt your driving style to it, especially if it's your daily driver like me. But you get used to it real quick. It's real good, and they're a little bit more noisy than the stock one because the upper mount is solid mount. There's no bushing on it, so of course there's be more noise transfer in the cabin, but not to the point where it's unbearable. It's really noticeable, but not, you know, not undrivable. It doesn't ruin the car if it's a daily driver. So with stock wheels and stock tires, it was real good. And then about a few weeks ago, I got my new Enkei NT03 plus M wheels with new Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires. And the odd thing is that on my tires I went from a 50 sidewall to a 40, and it feels more comfy with this setup than with the stock tires that are 17-inch and 50 sidewalls. Now I went to 18 and 40 sidewalls. So that really shows the quality of the tires as well. That they are more performant. They perform all around better than the stock Prius tire that was on this. And yet they are more comfy, so that's real good. Another bad side effect from the coilovers being a little bit stiffer and transferring more vibration and noise is if you have an FRS, an 86, a BRZ, however you want to call it, and you have no door rattles like I used to, just get a set of coilovers you'll see coming That is the weak point in the coilover setup. Is I don't know why it transfers a lot of vibration in the door, and you hear it a lot, especially if you have the window halfway down like this. Every bump you're gonna hear rattle around. Like mine used to never do it. Now there's a little bit of a rattle, especially on big bumps, abrupt one. But it's not a every little crack in the road kind of deal, at least. But you gotta be aware of that. You are going to get door rattles if you get coilovers. Just make peace with it. That's how the game works. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, technically, there is something you can do about it. You can go online and check how to take the door apart and apply some Dynamat or anything else inside on the problematic area and get rid of door rattles. That's maybe what I'm going to do one day when I decide to really overhaul the car and tightening everything up. But for now, it's good. That's the Mercy Bridge. See how much it yeah. Yep. That's one of the major bridge in Montreal that you get in or out, you get to use it, and the road is god awful. Yeah, the coilovers. The install went somewhat good. I say somewhat because the front end link had to cut them. Just check the other video down below. But the fit is real good. Everything lines up perfectly. You don't have to bash nothing in. Clip for sensors, brake lines, everything add-on, spot on. They all fit great. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is you have to adjust the preload and everything. So I strongly recommend taking your time and reading the little book they give you with the coils. That's what I did, and I preset everything before I put them on, so I didn't have to do that after my install. And they feel good. The only downside, well, not downside, but I've noticed at slower speed, like 40-30 click an hour, if you're on a road that's really has a lot of consecutive bumps or potholes, the coilovers will give you a sound, especially in the front. It's gonna give you a sound like you have a broken front end link, just one. You hear this sway bar going around. It gives you the same sound. I don't know why, but really at slow speed when you have a lot of consecutive bumps. Other than that, they're really good. They're comfy. With time, you get used to the added noise that you get in the cabin. Or you could just, there are two methods you could do. You could just turn the volume up on your radio, or just get a louder exhaust. Man. There's a guy trying to crank his motorcycle, like with foot crank, and he is having a hard time. He is gonna flood it. It feels real planted. Before you could feel like the back end, you had a neutral spot, and then it wanted to break away a bit, but you didn't really know. Now with me, I'm a little bit stiffer in the back. So what that does, well it did, is now I can feel the backhand. It doesn't have a neutral point where I don't know what it is. It's like I know where it's going to go, and when it wants to go around, like oversteer, I feel it on the spot, so I can control it way better than I did before. I'm not telling you I can't block or something. I'm no pro driver, but After a while, you know your car. You probably can see it on the camera, it's a little bit stiff, but it's gonna shake a lot. Sorry. That's not a suspension, it's the roads. I live in Montreal now, and the roads are nasty. And the camera decided to tilt. We good? Yeah, we're good. Quebec has some of the worst road in the continent. It's stupid. It really is. So that's a good road test for coilovers to know if they're good. If they won't break on these, they're never gonna break. I'm more worried about bending a rim than breaking my coilovers, because some of the potholes here are pretty deep and steep. So that's how you pop a tire and bend the rim. And I chose the Flex A over the Flex X. The other one is? I don't know. I chose it because of the hydraulic bump stops. That supposedly comes from somewhat a variant of rally racing. That's what it got the idea from. Honestly, I don't really feel those hydraulic bump stops doing a lot compared to standard coilovers. It's a Saturday, it's noon, and there is traffic. There's traffic 24/7. I do this road every single day. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. So much traffic, man. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try and show you. Like, that's how much traffic there is in Montreal. Like, this is a Saturday. Why? Oh, I know why. Because the freaking Mercier Bridge, that is supposed to be actually two separate bridge with two lanes, they decided for 2 months it's gonna be one lane, going facing each other, you know. And it's a bridge that everybody needs to take at least once a day. And when it was two lane, there was a lot of traffic. So closing down 2 out of 4 lanes, there's gonna be a hell of a traffic. So I have a lot of, what? Like right beside me, it's a Dodge Caravan, like the first gen. It's like the one with the 2.2 turbos. For the sleeper ones you see on the internet. Like, I'm not a minivan kind of guy, but I would love to try it. The guy has debadged it, except for the Chrysler logo and the turbo. That's it, real clean and nice. I like that. Hey, it's rusty, it's beat up, but there was a time when, you know, these were cool vans. That wasn't good. I made the clutch slip a little bit too much. I love being in traffic and just look at people in their car and see what they're doing. But I don't like the fact that they see me in my car and know what I'm doing and judging me, because I am judging them. In the end, this is pretty much what the car is going to be for this year. I already put a lot of time and effort and money into this for this year. Coilovers, the wheel, the tires, and everything around, like alignment and all that small stuff. It adds up pretty quick, in full honest opinion. And I did go a little bit overboard on my budget, but I did it to get quality parts and get it done right first time. And I'm really satisfied with how it all works together. How it comes together. The coilovers were good feel with the stock rim and tires, but with the Enkei and the Michelin, the Pilot Super Sport, It's totally a new car. I had this car for 4 years now, and usually I'm a guy that switch cars a lot, like once every 2 years maximum. And doing the coilovers and the wheels, it's a new car now. So I get it why a lot of people do it on their car, why it's such a popular modification combo. You get a lot of reward from simple mods that you don't need to get custom fabrication or nothing. You can buy them online or in store and install it yourself, and it changes your car a lot. How it drives, how it looks, because let's face it, a lot of us do it because of looks. And I like it. I know, like, around me, a lot of people have been telling me, like, why do you put so much money into your wheels and tires and suspension? You're wasting your money. Am I really wasting it? Because if you look at my point of view, from what I usually do, I switch car every 2 years. So every 2 years I lose money on a car. Instead, I invested $5,000 and got a new car, instead of getting a loan for 30 and up for a new car and having payments every month. No, I invested and now I have a new car, and I might prolong the life of my car for 4 more years before I get tired of it and decide to sell it, or get more mods on it and keep it forever. I don't know. So that was my review of the Flex A coilover. It was my rolling review after about 2 months, I think, of having them on the car. So stay tuned for more build maybe on the FRS, and check the bike build as well. It's all fun. I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this to entertain myself and entertain you. So see you next time.